Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to do a summer book haul. It's actually July 1st when I'm recording this, and I probably will get more books this summer, but I have quite the stack here and I want to go ahead and put these on my TBR shelf. So I want to go ahead and do my haul now. But I did receive some of these books from friends and I'm so grateful. The first one being My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. My friend and patron, Grandma Susan, sent this to me. She said, I love being one of your patrons. You're absolutely amazing. And I just thought this was so sweet and so kind. I am going to be saving this for February though, because I just think it will make a really fun reading experience. Maybe I'll do a reading vlog of it, but I'm so excited to have another Courtney Walsh to read because I have enjoyed books by her in the past. This one says a chance meeting, a hunky hockey player, a fake romance, hardly an ordinary day in the life of Poppy Hart. I know my friend Keisha read and really enjoyed this one, and I hope I do as well. Next up, my friend and patron Melissa sent me The Mystery of Mrs. Christie. It says, I loved this one and you are in your Agatha Christie era, from Melissa. So this is by Marie Benedict, and this says, Agatha Christie's own history may be her greatest mystery of all. In December 1926, Agatha Christie goes missing. Investigators find her empty car on the edge of a deep, gloomy lake. The only clues, some tire tracks nearby and a fur coat left in the car. Strange for a frigid night. So I'm very excited to read this one, and she's absolutely right. I'm definitely in my Agatha Christie era. Thank you, Melissa. Next up is The Letter Tree by Rachel Forham, and this came from my friend Leah Beth. She says, I wanted you to know I care about you and I'm sending you love. I hope this gift brings you a little bit of cheer and gives you a hug in your soul. And then lots of hearts. So this is another one that I actually purchased for Keisha, and she read it and loved it, and I kind of wanted to read it based on her recommendation. Mere words can't end their family's feud, but the Campbell heir and the Bradshaw heiress plan to write a future together. So it is a historical fiction novel set in Buffalo, New York in 1924. Next up, I have a few books that I picked up at the Book Exchange, which is a local indie used bookstore where people can take their kind of like cast off books they don't want to read anymore, and they sell them at a 50% mark off. So I picked up Maybe Meant to Be by 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒅. I've read two other books by this author. This is set during Thanksgiving time, so I'm probably going to read it around there. It is YA. The other two books were The Summer of Broken Rules and What Happens After Midnight, if you see those on there. But yeah, I just love the covers of these, and I overall enjoy the stories. They're not like all-time favorites, but they're enjoyable reads. This one says, if Charlie and Sage are meant to be, why can't Sage stop kissing Charlie's brother? And why can't Charlie stop thinking about kissing the new boy at school? So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one and seeing what this is all about. And it sells for $12 and I got it for $6. So, and I use my store credit. So when you trade in books, they give you store credit. And so all of these books were free to me. So yeah, got that one. I also picked up Jennifer Werner's The Breakaway. This is a literary fiction, contemporary fiction novel about bicycling. I've read a few books by this author before. I don't know. She's written so many. Big Summer, That Summer, The Summer Place, Miss Everything. I think those are the four that I've read, and I haven't read one in a while. This one came out, I don't think last year, maybe the year before. Let me see. This one came, oh, it was last year in 2023. It also has a map of New York, the Empire State Trail, and like, I guess the itinerary of that. It says a heartwarming and empowering new novel about love, family, friendship, secrets, and a life-changing journey. So we have 33-year-old Abby Stern has made it to a happy place. True, she still has gig jobs instead of a career, and the apartment where she lived since college still looks like she just moved in, but she's got good friends, her bike, and her bicycling club in Philadelphia. She's at peace with her plus-size body, at least most of the time, and she's on track to marry Mark Metcalf, her childhood summer sweetheart, a man she met at the weight loss camp that her perpetually dieting mother forced her to attend. 15 years after her final summer at Camp Golden Hills, when Abby reconnects with a half his size Mark, it feels like the happy ending she's always wanted. Yet Abby can't escape the feeling that something isn't right, or the memories of one thrilling night she spent with a man named Sebastian 2 years previously. So it seems like it's going to have a lot going on, but I think this author can handle putting lots of different things in a book. So I'm looking forward to this one. Another literary fiction pick that I've really been interested in is Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. Did I have a chance to get this in Nashville when I actually went to Parnassus, Ann Patchett's bookstore, and all of the books were signed? Yes, but I wasn't sold yet, and now I'm sold and I want to give it a go. It is a Reese's Book Club pick though, and I don't have the best luck with those books. In this beautiful and moving novel about family, love, and growing up, Ann Patchett once again proves herself to be one of America's finest writers. In the spring of 2020, Laura's 3 daughters return to the family's orchard in northern Michigan. While picking cherries, they beg their mother to tell them the story of Peter Duke, a famous actor with whom she shared both a stage and a romance years before at a theater company called Tom Lake. So, I will see what I think, and this will be my first book by the author. And then I picked up We Begin at the End by Chris Whitaker. I also just got a book of the month by this author, so maybe I will do an author taste test, but this is one that Danielle Valentine put on my radar, the author Danielle Valentine. When I went to an author event last year, she mentioned this was like one of her last 5-star reads, so it's been on my radar ever since. There are 2 kinds of families, the ones we're born into and the ones we create. Then I went to the 𝒂𝒂𝒃 in Frederick, Maryland, and I picked up a few books. You can see the vlog where I went to Frederick, Maryland and met Riley Sager in one of my last videos. But I picked up Agatha Christie, Midsummer Mysteries, Tales from the Queen of Mystery. This is a bind up of several like shorter kind of mysteries, and I mean it's summer, so I thought it would be the perfect time. Maybe I could read like a mystery a day, or you know, something like that. So I need to set that one aside and read that. A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, one of my most anticipated. I absolutely love this book cover. I'm so excited. I've read and enjoyed her previous 2 releases, so without a doubt I was going to pick this up. Love is stranger than fiction. She gets trapped in like a fictional literary town, and I'm sure there's like a love story as well as being stuck in the town. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I hope I love it. I loved the 7-Year Slip so much, and I also loved the Dead Romantics so much, so I'm hoping the trend continues. I also picked up Leather and Lark by Bren Weaver to buddy read with my friend Leah from Leah Beth Book Time here on YouTube. This is the 2nd book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. I read Butcher and Blackbird last month and enjoyed that, so hoping to enjoy this one as well. This one is an enemies to lovers dark romance comedy packed with danger, chaos, and heat. And then I also picked up We Used to Live Here. This is a Get Out meets Parasite haunting debut, soon to be a major motion picture about 2 homeowners whose lives are turned upside down when the house's previous residents unexpectedly visit. And then of course I got Middle of the Night by Riley Sager when I went to his book tour signing, and he did sign it for me. So that was amazing. It says, in the latest jaw-dropping thriller A man must contend with the long ago disappearance of his childhood best friend and the dark secrets lurking just beyond the safe confines of his picture-perfect neighborhood. I have not read the full synopsis, and I do not want to read the full synopsis, so that's what you get. And then I went to Barnes & Noble to buy one book, and I ended up getting 3. I went there to get Two Sides to Every Murder by Danielle Valentine, which is her newest YA release. I'm going to be reading this with my patrons in August. It's a Parent Trap meets Friday the 13th, like kind of like slasher at a camp, Camp Lost Lake. But it says most people's births aren't immortalized in a police report, but Olivia was born during the infamous Camp Lost Lake murders. 17 years later, her life looks pretty perfect until she discovers the man that she calls Dad is not her biological father. Now she needs answers about her bloodline, and the only place she knows to look is Camp Lost Lake. So I'm excited about this, and I will be reading it and discussing it with my barn owls over my Patreon at the end of August. And then the other 2 books that I picked up when I went to Barnes & Noble, I picked up the 3rd book in the Record Shop Mysteries Cozy Mystery Series, Rhythm and Clues by Olivia Black. I haven't read the 2nd one, but I do have it on my TBR, so I need to kind of catch up on this series, but I loved the 1st one, so I just wanted to have the 3rd one on deck for when I read the 2nd one, you know? It's been 5 whole months since the last murder in Cedar River, Texas, and Junie Jessup and her sisters Tansy and Maggie have been humming along when disaster strikes again. So let me know if you've read this one. I love that they work at like a well, it's a record shop / coffee shop. Love it. And I love these little covers. And then the other book that I picked up when I went is You Are Here by David Nichols. And this one just sounded really good and perfect to read in summer. Sometimes you need to get lost to find your way. Michael is coming undone. Adrift after his wife's departure, he has begun taking himself on long, solitary walks across the English countryside, anything to avoid the empty house. Marnie is stuck. Hiding alone in her London apartment, she avoids old friends and any reminders of her ex-husband. Holed up with her book, she's battling a sense that life is passing her by. When a persistent mutual friend and some very unpredictable weather conspire to toss Michael and Marnie together on the most epic of hikes, neither of them can think of anything worse. Until, of course, they discover exactly what they've been looking for. So I'm so excited about this one. And then I also got, did I get 4 that day? I got 4 that day. I also got Dad Camp by Evan S. Porter, and I've never heard anything about it, but the cover stuck out to me, and I'm looking for camp books. So it's a father-daughter week at a remote summer camp, and it's a loving dad and his 11-year-old daughter's last chance to bond before he loses her to teenage girlhood entirely. Does that not sound so wholesome? I'm so excited to read this, and I will be reading it in August. And then last but not least, I had my June in-person book club meeting where we met to discuss The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue. And then we picked the next couple of months of books. So for July, we're reading Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. And then in August, we decided to read Summer of '69 by Ellen Hildebrand. This is going to be my first book by the author. It's a little chunky, but I'm excited. I've heard good things about her books, and I know she's recently announced like she's taking a break and stuff, but yeah, this was one that I wanted to read. It's a standalone. She does write some that are kind of like part of a series and some that are standalones, but this one was a standalone. I just love this cover, and I love books set in the 60s and the 70s. So this one is Welcome to the Most Tumultuous Summer of the 20th Century. It's 1969, and for the Levin family, the times are a-changin'. Every year, the children have looked forward to spending the summer at their grandmother's historic home in downtown Nantucket. But like so much else in America, nothing is the same. Blair, the eldest daughter, is marooned in Boston, pregnant with twins and unable to travel. Middle sister Kirby, caught up in the thrilling vortex of civil rights protests and determined to be independent, takes a summer job on Martha's Vineyard. Beloved son, Tiger, is an infantry soldier recently deployed to Vietnam. 13-year-old Jessie suddenly feels like an only child trapped in the house with her out-of-touch grandmother and her worried mother, each of them hiding a troubling secret. So lots going on. Hope I love it. Family stuff going on. We'll see. And then for September, we're going to be reading a memoir, Your Table is Ready, Tales of a New York City Maitre d' by Michael Cheshi. I do not know. I'm sorry. I do not know how to say the author's last name. I'm going to have to look that up. But this is a memoir about a maitre d' living and working in New York City and all of the drama that comes with that. Yeah. I'm very excited. From the glamorous to the entitled, from royalty to the financially ruined, everyone who wanted to be seen or just to gawk at the hottest restaurants in New York City came to places like this maitre d' helped run. Your Table is Ready takes us into dining rooms we've never been able to get into on our own. And it talks about some of the different restaurants and stuff like that. And secrets on how the restaurants really run and how they don't, and how the economics work for owners and overworked staff alike. Your Table is Ready is a rollicking revelry restaurant world memoir. So I'm excited about this. And we've already said that we're going to go to kind of like a nicer, fancy restaurant when we discuss this book. So I'm really excited about both of these picks for my in-person book club. Yay! But that concludes my summer book haul. Let me know what book you are the most excited to hear my thoughts on. I definitely have some vlogs in mind for some of these, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a lovely day or night. Leave the book stack emoji if you can't think of anything else to leave in the comment section down below. And yeah, that's it for today. So I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, friends.